Hi, this is Kelly from Crafty Kelly's at www.craftykelly.co.uk. So I'm bringing you the third card in this series of Daisy Delight. So my first card was this one using the designer series paper and the happy birthday from Best Birds. Lovely. And then the second card was this one using designer series paper and gold emboss and bow. So the last one that I'm going to show you just out of this little collection, there will be more coming soon, is this one with the daisy stamp and gold emboss. So let me show you what you're going to need for this. Black cardstock, and for this one I've gone this way to open up instead of this way. The way I got my card size is I literally A4 cardstock cut straight down the middle, which is 10.5 centimetres, and then I haven't scored it, but score it in the centre, and I think that's at 14.8 centimetres, thereabouts. You just need one piece of whisper white cardstock, which we're going to stamp onto and cut out. So that can be any size, and you can use scraps if you want. It's entirely up to you. So I did mention that I'm using the Daffodil Delight stamp set here. And we're using this image here, and we're going to double stamp it and the centre piece of it. And I'm also, for my sentiment, I'm using this birthday stamp, which is lovely. The other thing that I've got in, that I'm using, so I'm using some white ribbon again. So on all of the cards I've shown in this series, I'm trying to use the same products so you don't have to buy loads of things. So this ribbon's brilliant. It's just the whisper white, and I think it's an inch, not an inch, a centimetre wide, which is lovely. I'm going to be using basic black ink and Vistamark, and I'm using gold embossing powder with a heat tool. So that's how we've got this lovely effect. And I've got some gems. So I'm going to pop one down. And I'm just going to rotate it slightly so the same leaf's not next to each other. Nice thing about this is you can line it up till when you feel that it is in the centre and off one, like so. So I'm going to do two like that. I'm going to do the black so it's underneath first before I do the gold. And so we need about there. So I'm going to do all my gold emboss, so then I only have to use the powder once. So I'm going to do you first actually. Now these pads are quite squishy, so don't press down too hard because it does get everywhere. And you might think that you won't be able to see this because of it being clear, but you can. It does leave like a watermark, so you can see. Which I'm slightly off, but that's okay. And it's still got a slight bit of black on it, but that's okay. At least I can see what I'm doing. The one thing about this is it does make the stamp a little bit slippy on the cardstock, so try not to wiggle it too much because it is quite a slippy ink. Bear with me just 1 second if I have to go see my son. He's just woken up from his nap. There we go. Oh, need to do the centres. Oh, he's awake. 1, 2. So I'm just going to get a piece of scrap, which I'm going to pop underneath my cardstock, like so. And I'm just going to tip my powder onto the only other thing that we are going to have to emboss is on our card front, so we might as well do all our heat tooling stuff together, mightn't we? I know I've got the ribbon which is around here, but for this one I'm gonna measure down and make a mark and cut. For this one I just want to move the birthday stamp over slightly, so I'm going to keep that there so I can see it. You can check if you've got enough on there because it does glisten. I think we do. I'm going to move it about there and a little bit lower. Oh, I've probably gone wonky now. Oh well. Maybe not. So let me get my powder back out. See, should have thought that through, shouldn't I? I'll try to just blow off a couple of bits so we don't have it everywhere. Alright, once again back in with our powder. This is going to be a little bit noisy, so bear with me for just a second. And it looks lovely. Right, so let's do this. Okay, last time I think I left my black ink to dry a little bit longer because it has obviously not dried completely and picked up some of the gold, but that's fine. It actually looks very nice. So this one doesn't have its black centre, but we'll work with that. So now we're going to cut them out using some scissors. Okay, so now I've cut out my daisies that I've embossed. If you do have the daisy punch, just punch out 2 of these and layer them up. But I don't have mine at the moment, so this is how I'm choosing to do it. I'm gonna, with one of these, I'm gonna curl the edges, just with my bone folder. I'm just gonna kind of bend them up, flick them down. Because once I've flicked them all down, it looks a bit funny. But once you've stuck it to the card, they kind of stick up a little bit. Raised like that, can you see? So I'm only doing that to one of them, the others will lie flat. So the last thing I've got to do is add my ribbon. Now I mentioned that I've done my card base slightly different this time, so I'm going to just measure down using here we go. I'm just going to line up, I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to move so you can. Great thing about these trimmers is they have a measuring side just here as well. So how far down is that? That is, oh, wrong way. So the bottom of it is 3.5 centimetres down. Let me turn that up this way, makes it easier for me. I'm going to go to 3.5 centimetres and just millimetre it down more. Pop this down, and then we're just going to cut 1 centimetre up. We've just made a little slit in it, just there, which you can just see my nail pointing through, which I am going to pop my ribbon through. I'm going to hide that join with one of these, so you'd never know. I'm going to use multi-purpose glue, Tombow, to adhere these, just in the centre. Move that over there, yeah. I might end up chopping a few bits off, but first I'm going to stick them down. So hopefully that will dry quick. I'm just going to use a bit of Tombow. Now with the cardstock in the middle, you can obviously put a happy birthday sentiment or whatever you want on it. It needs to have something in it because unless you're going to write with a gold pen. Oh, I've just got Tombow everywhere. There we go. So my very last bit that we're going to do is add our gems. So in this one I have, that's Phoebe. Oh, I added 3 gems and I'm going to do the same with this one, but I'll slightly change that position. 1, 2, 3. So this has been Kelly from Crafty Kelly's, showing you how to make this lovely card with the Daisy Delight stamp set and a birthday stamp. If you want to purchase any of these items, you can find them on page 80 for the happy birthday stamp, page 127 for the Daisy Delight, and like I said, you can get the punch, which makes that job a little bit easier than cutting it out, but you don't have to have it. And for the embossing, I've used the Vista Mark, I've used some gold embossing powder, which they have lots of different colours, and a heat tool. Thanks very much for watching. If you would like any more information, please find me at www.craftykelly.co.uk, and happy stamping. Bye now.